Hello, chat. Can anyone hear me? I've been having mic problems on top of so many other problems tonight. Hooray.
You appear to be audible.
Woohoo!
All of us?
We'll see in a moment.
Woohoo!
Cool beans. That's all I need to know.
Yep.
We were going to be on stream a few minutes earlier than this, but we started talking about Star Wars. And,
we did.
You know.
I'm sorry. It's my fault.
Thanks, Milk Maven. Haru! But yeah, last I checked... Oh, I made that so small I can't even see it. Good job, Chris. Okay, I can't see my own counter.
Well.
Okay, so now it says we are at 46 followers. Okay. We are so... Oh, okay, I can still see the mouse. Okay. Stop touching the computer. So, hi guys. Welcome to Magic Fish Radio, Exit to Eden, our weird, persistent campaign of World of Darkness in space! Where the supernatural veil is down, the supernats are out, and the government is trying to destroy them. Or, more specifically, take all the good shit that supernaturals bring to the galaxy, and then kill them. Because
I love it.
Yep. 6,000 years of the future, 6,000 years in the future, most of the phobias and isms are gone except for classism and hating supernats. Yay?
We've traded up on xenophobia here at this point. From just perceived aliens to actual aliens.
That too. Because that's where that's how you get changelings. Is interdimensional alien abductions. So yeah, and I am the GM. You know what, this is... Zoom lets me do this now. Woohoo! Haha. So yeah, I'm your GM, Ms. Chrysula, and we will see how far I can get this train tonight, because I'm having a rough few days, but so is everyone else. So yeah, that's me. I'll be playing 99% of the characters you might see on stream tonight. Next, Zardoz, you are next to me on this screen, so who are you? And who are you playing today?
I'm Zardoz. I'm playing Holiday, the lawyer for the group. That's a good way to look at it. Just a simple, ordinary lawyer with nothing special about me.
With a lightsaber.
I do have a lightsaber, but I have a permit for it.
Light blade?
Light blade.
Light blade.
I see no lightsaber. That would be a copyright infringement. I see a psionic spirit blade.
This is why I'm a lawyer. I'll get us out of it.
Yay, we're a Zoe. Unfortunately, 2 of our players couldn't make it tonight, but that means we are a Zoe Echo Chamber tonight. Woohoo!
We sure are.
Oh yeah.
Alright, going clockwise. Merc, who are you playing today?
I'm Merc. I'll be playing Idun, the Wolfblood. Wolfbloods are not quite werewolves, but kind of cousins to them. But werewolves are assholes, so we kind of leave them alone. I am what you might call the fighter of the group. Maybe.
Well, you still got better stats. Just because one guy brought in a light sword, you know. Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fine.
Yep. He's got a light sword, and I've got a sonic shotgun, which is not like a sonic screwdriver.
Alright, next, Dracus. Who are you tonight?
Hi, I'm Dracus. I'm playing Klaus. I am the resident asshole mage and drug dealer sometimes, and yeah, I do act as the party healer when that is necessary, which is sometimes because we do get into fights.
Yeah, you did last game.
actually did some harm to one of my party members in the last time. He asked
I
me
asked
to,
for it.
it's fine.
Something of a trick I picked up in Wolf Country. Don't need to use it often, but it's handy when you do.
It did its job.
Let's make lunacy slash delirium work for us. Excellent for crowd control. Unless you are also surrounded by supernaturals, and then it's a little bit less useful. Whoops.
It got the looky-loos to go away, and that was the important part.
So yes, this game is called Exit to Eden. So these characters are, well, two of them are part of an underground railroad that masquerades as a tourist agency. Because there's so much useful overlap. Holiday is kind of a new member of the team. But, you know, he seems to come in well in a pinch. Especially when the Thurazaz might be involved. And at the moment, they all live in Eden System, which is on the outermost edge of the expanse and is one of the few systems left in the galaxy where Supernats can live outwardly as themselves without persecution. And also with, you know, cyberpunk fun and civilization, because it's easier on the Verge, but the Verge systems are basically the Wild West part of the galaxy right now. So
The vampires especially are very fond of the comforts offered by an expanse system, as opposed to a Verge.
because, you know, once they found out, oh, these suns don't hurt us, they just got all greedy. But yeah, so that's basically our setting. We are using, the book is somewhere. We are using a weird hack of NWoD and NWoD Second Ed, NWoD First Ed, and what's called the Mind's Eye Theater rules from the First Ed NWoD LARP system, so that everyone's rolls come down to 1 d10 instead of fistfuls of dozens of d10s. Because I didn't want to make my players order stuff, physical stuff, in the middle of a pandemic.
Fun to throw, hard to count.
That too. It's so much fun until you realize you have to add the results. So yeah, and
47. No, sorry.
not saying that can't happen in this game.
It would take a lot of doing.
Well, maybe, I mean, you have a mage. This mage has Fate Sphere.
You
That
have to
can
roll.
Go bonkers when it comes to dice rolling, let me tell you, as someone who played a mage among mages in the Second Ed version of this game, and, well... Wait, my hacking roll is 27 dice? Thank you? Thank goodness for phone apps, is all I'm saying.
Right, but no. They're just saying that you can in fact roll 47 theoretically with what we're playing right now because 10s do explode, but it would take a lot of exploding.
10s explode, and depending on your merits, sometimes 8s and 9s also explode. Except in morality draws, which I finally started teaching my players about more so last game.
Thanks, guys.
You're welcome.
Alright. So, and when last we left our assembled party, they were mostly enjoying the convention I created and then keep forgetting the name of.
ETC.
Hackercon.
Hackercon. Expanse Tech Conference, more quietly and affectionately known as Hackercon, where the local and, let's say, intergalactic hacktivist community gets megacorps to pay for exhibition space to fund, you know, teaching people how to hack megacorps. Not teaching them, just, you know, if I say that this exists in the Chiron OS, and that, wow, they really should fix it, I wonder why they're not doing that. I'm not telling people that they should take advantage of it.
I mean, Any exploit's a total exploit.
This is a theoretical panel. Oh, speaking of panels, Arcane the Arcane the Sage whistles innocently in Mentat. Lol.
Yeah.
Tasty Dune references. Anyway, yeah, I've been having a week, friends, so I'm going to be less fun and more spaced out than usual this game. So I apologize in advance. Anywho, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we are also hoping to get affiliate for Christmas or Hanukkah or what have you. It might be a little too late for Hanukkah, but we are either at 46 or 48 followers, depending on what website I'm looking at. So we're so close to 50 followers. If you could bring more people to watch us be silly on the internet, that would be awesome. Or even if they just follow us, they don't have to watch. I now follow tons and tons of streams that I do not have time to watch or listen to. It's all nice. But yes, when last we left our... I'm gonna get to game eventually. And yes, Dracus, I have already set the timer for break.
This is good.
Woohoo! When last we left our heroes, or I'm sorry, protagonists, because World of Darkness, lol heroes.
We have by this point already burned down a building.
Arson, arson, arson.
Which I should have made you all make morality checks for, and I don't regret it, but, you know, I'm gonna have to be a bit more on the ball now. Whoops. It's when the morality charts actually call out mass arson, it's like, oh, my bad.
I swear I don't actually like commit arson at every turn. I just think it's funny to joke about it.
But when it's on offer, I mean...
Yeah. If you say, wow, we could solve this problem by just burning everything down, I'm on board with it.
Unfortunately, your present situation can't necessarily be fixed that way because there are thousands upon thousands of people in what is effectively the Javits Center, but 20 stories high, in the Seoul Convention Center. Oh dear. But you all kind of want to burn it down because what if you could remind me again what you figured out what you were dealing with. Some of you got trapped in a VR simulation video game called Frontiersville and couldn't get out until you actually set the game on fire from the inside and a firewall started communicating back with you.
I don't want to set the world on fire.
So yeah, so how did that go?
That sure went.
It went on like a house on fire. Lots of screaming and yelling and scaring the neighbors.
That's it. That sums it up. I mean, we made a pact with a capital P, or rather, Petruchio did, to be allowed out of the game.
Yep.
So that was cool.
The firewall asked you to help us. Who knows what that means?
It was us plural, which was deeply concerning.
Okay, do any of y'all actually remember what happened last week?
Yes.
Honestly, half of it went over my head. I'm sorry.
I'm perfectly aware of what happened. I'm just letting them ramble. It's fun.
Petruchio and Klaus got out by making a pact with capital P with a sentient firewall. It was sentient because it was actually a person. Because a Thurazaz had twisted a changeling around and commodified people, basically. I'll let you take it from there. Because Holiday understands the nuance a little better than Dune the Wolfblood, who lives in the Hisil and not in the... Well, okay, not in the Hisil.
Holiday is actually a changeling.
Dune lives in the real world. Very much in the real world. But even if he didn't, that's not his not real world, if you will.
So the changeling who is running this particular game is using it as a means to mass kidnap a whole bunch of people to be sold or transferred to the property of the True Fae, who are going to then turn them into other changelings, and thus perpetuate the cycle of violence that the changelings have persisted with for the last couple thousand years.
Well, if stories of Old Earth are to be believed, possibly longer than that.
Yeah, but we don't talk about Old Earth.
Well, that's not... Okay, fine. Well, you don't. Anyway.
We do, but only in a theoretical sense.
Yeah, no one knows what happened to Old Earth. Just that 6,000 years ago, humanity had to leave real fast, and it took them about 1,000 years to start finding new planets. And, two of the three peoples protected them the whole way. It is theorized that there might have been changelings and Fae touched on those ships, but no one's really sure. We can't even find the ships. It was 4,000 years ago. So, yeah.
Yep.
So, we'll just pick up where we left off. So, y'all had talked the changeling acting as the Hedgegate into turning back into a humanoid form. Because before they were just a square metal bar with sensors in it. They appear to be, to Holiday, they appear to be some form of elemental.
Yeah.
Holiday may or may not be familiar with changelings that are actually objectified into objects by the True Fae.
He is. He's seen it before.
Yep. So yeah, and Marcus Bunyip, the owner of the company and head dev, was basically just, I believe he's currently restrained and kind of medically fucked up, but Klaus did some, actual medicine on him to stop him from bleeding out. And right now you're currently waiting for more authorities to show up. You also pinged Orchard, the Eden City equivalent of Siri for the whole city. And Orchard themselves seems a little upset about this situation, and it was this, So they're watching, whatever that means. Ubiquitous AI, what could possibly go wrong?
Paying very close attention. And actually, I believe the extra authorities had shown up because we originally got one security guard who was a changeling who didn't like the fact that, that was not a good time for them. But they did make their check, so they're just kind of traumatized right this second. And then a whole group of wolf blood showed up, including one of my cousins.
I believe one of you actually called it might have been was Holiday called the security office and was like, "Send not changelings." They're like, "Okay, this is Eden system, and that's not really a worrying phrase. Like, sometimes changelings don't deal well with some situations. That's fine. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses and stuff, and yeah." So yeah, that Wizened is still kind of, quietly sobbing on the floor because not everyone deals with it well.
He got a shot of whatever rot gut Dune carries in his non-reactive steel hip flask.
Okay. But,
may not be corrosive, but...
So let me just posit the situation. I believe the dev said that there were about 800 people who had played that game so far in the last 2 days.
Yeah, we need to get them out of the hedge gate.
Yeah. That you just closed. So what do you do now?
Ask the elemental. Can you open the hedge gate for us?
I'm not going through a hedge gate without the proper equipment.
Yeah.
You already did once. What are you crying about?
Well, I don't know about you, but I don't fancy going into the realm of a True Fae or any kind of bullshit like that without the armament that I carry back at the office. I didn't expect to need it, so all I brought today was the sonic shotgun. It's good, but it's not going to take care of any sort of damn golem like we found the last time we went through one of these damn gates.
Well, I mean, you are also at a con. And there are weapons for sale everywhere because Eden System is open carry.
They're not selling cold iron blades, and that's the long and the short of it.
Are you sure?
Are they selling cold iron blades?
Do you want to roll for it?
Sure, why not? I would
Oh,
not
no,
expect them
seems
to
kinda-
because there are a lot of fucking changelings here, but
Yeah.
It will require
roll for
5 successes. But roll for it.
what am I rolling for it?
I don't know. If Dune were to search for weapons at a convention, what stats would he use? Let me
Wit
look.
streetwise.
Yep, sounds good. Go for it.
And we're an Eden system, so that's 7 dots right there.
Cold iron laced with silver? Now that's just rude. That's some
That's
Task Force
multifunctional.
Valkyrie. Yeah. That's Task Force Valkyrie bullshit right there.
That's 20. I rolled a 10 and a 3, and I had 7 dots. That is just fucking enough.
Yeah, I
you
asked for
go.
it. So cold iron doesn't really make the best blades. But what you do find, so unlike in Changeling the Dreaming, so in Changeling the Dreaming, cold iron actively hurts changelings. But Lost is a bit different and a bit more awful. And a lot more traumatic. So while cold iron does have an effect on changelings, it's not actually an anathema to have it on you. And I believe it can be brought into the hedge. Yeah, we'll go with that. I don't see why not. Some courts are more into it than others, but basically anyone who says, yeah, this hurts the Thurazaz, so I want to have it, like, they're not gonna argue with that. Oh, the interdimensional aliens that turned all of us into weapons and then we either escaped or they abandoned it. Yeah, let's fuck them up. So yeah, what you do find are basically someone selling some nice stylized cold iron knuckles. So
That'll do.
some of them are actually large enough that you think they would be able to fit over werewolf talons, but you don't have those, so. But yeah, it's basically someone in the downstairs that kind of specializes in antique replica weapons. And they're like, look at this cool thing I made! I'll put it on Space Etsy if I don't sell it here.
Well, I'm buying it here, so.
Yay! So yeah, you find, you have found cold iron at a tech convention in the future because you rolled a 20.
I mean, I could have just made a phone call.
Actually, Holiday, since you've been in town, you don't, like I said, like, some changelings are, most changelings are fine with cold iron under the guise of Thurazaz protection. You don't see a lot of cold iron in this town. There are thousands upon thousands of changelings here in Eden City, where goblin fruit grows on the actual street corners in the real world, but not a lot of cold iron.
I'll check that out later.
Yeah, it's weird.
So back to my original question to the elemental. Could you open that hedge gate again so that we can go get everyone else out?
Kind of, this very androgynous looking person is just sort of standing, and I believe Dune gave them his coat.
I did.
No.
Or you,
Holiday.
Holiday. And they've been just sort of looking out, spaced out and uncomfortable this whole time. They seem relieved when they just turn back into a square barred entryway. Like, no questions asked, no nothing. They're just like, okay. Like, they're more comfortable being a stationary piece of metal than a humanoid right now.
No, I'm kidding. That's a Transformers noise.
Yep. Yes, Arcane Sage. Plenty of asteroids with cold iron. Anyway. So yeah, the gate is open again.
You all want to do anything special before you go inside?
I have a question for you.
I theoretically have an answer.
So if the gate is a person, and I know when I spoke to Orchard, they said that the firewalls they encountered were strangely sentient. How do you propose to deal with that sort of thing on the inside? It took, as far as I am aware, a fair amount for Petruchio and Klaus to get out of the thing in the first place. How do we get the people out if we don't know the way?
We don't need to know the way. We just need to know the changelings that do know the way. They'll be able to get us out as we get them out. What I understand of the pact that was made, it was just a pact to go and bring everyone out, and that's why they let Klaus and Petruchio out. They want to be out of this situation. They want to be out of here. And anything that furthers them along that goal should be willing to help them. They'll help us.
So you're saying
Well,
it
they have
should
to
be
do it.
relatively easy to find them because they want to be found.
Yes. As soon as we figure out, as soon as we make contact with the firewall, we should be able to figure out where everything else is and then start taking the individual components out and then free everyone who's a captive. The only problem is that we have to do this before the the first thing we need to do is is to close down the gate on the other end so that the Therizin can't open it from their side and start stealing people. Because if we don't move quickly, we're going to start losing people, and then there's no way to get them back.
Yeah. The equipment's not in there. The equipment's in the server room. We know this for a fact.
The changelings aren't in the server. The changelings are in the tent right there. Or they're actually inside the hedge maze that this thing is supposed to represent.
The changelings that were made into equipment are in the server room.
What server room?
The server room that... Am I mistaken myself? I'm pretty sure that there's a server room that services this entire floor, and that's where they store the equipment.
I'm pretty sure that this game operates on its own separate network. And all of that equipment is based off of changelings, which will probably be in there.
In the hedge or in the tent? The two are very different.
But we have to go into the tent to get into the hedge.
Right, but we don't have to go into the hedge to get into the tent.
Well, if you would like to examine the tent and see if there's any equipment in there, by all means. But I think the problem is going to be inside the hedge. As that's where everybody is.
And I'll make myself my own opening in the tent.
Yep. There is equipment in the tent. And I would just say, if you looked at it closely, this is definitely the kind of equipment that is supposed to be here for the kind of VR simulation it is, but it is not on. It is not functional, and the tent is dark and empty. So it was all a clever ruse.
So, Mr. Holiday was it, I believe. Is any of this equipment the changelings you're looking for?
No, that's a computer equipment. Although I suspect you're going to know Petruchio for the tent you just damaged.
I find it a thing most unlikely.
I think
the tent is the least of our problems. I don't really understand a lot about how changelings work, but I do think that Holiday has a better handle on this than you do, Dune.
Fair
No
enough.
offense.
Okay.
So I'm going to go into the hedge.
Oh, very well. I suppose we'll follow him.
I don't
I'm
really
going
have
to
anything
set-
special I need, so as long as you know what you're doing.
Orchard. You work in the hedge, correct? I say, type into the chat.
Yes, there are orchard kiosks available in the hedge. Which is not at all weird.
Please set alert for 2 hours. Let us know when it's been 2 hours in this world and not just in the hedge. Please and thank you.
Okay. I will do that. This is all part of the ongoing investigation that I am very concerned about because the Thurazaz are bad.
Indeed,
You got
they are.
somewhere to be, Dune?
The mortal authorities have been alerted.
Why don't we leave Petruchio to deal with the mortal authorities since he seems to have that on lockdown since he has the prisoner?
Petruchio seems totally amenable to that. That was his idea. Also, he's a little creeped out about the pact he made as like hashtag Von True problems. So he's gonna stay out here and be a vampire and do the vampire thing of ordering around mortal minions and, overseeing and, management.
I don't want to leave my cousins unattended for too long, and we do have the party this evening.
Yeah, Presley is there. Every once in a while I get a text from Priceless like, oh, they're so fun! They're gonna teach me how to play rugby!
I worry for the continued physical integrity of our comrade. Well, I suppose there's nothing for it but to do it. I'll put on my knuckle dusters.
Okay. And do you all walk through the archway? At this point, Dune, there are also several... at least one of the wolf-blooded security guards who is up. And we lost our changeling.
I'm not going in without
Well,
him.
we're screwed.
This
Hold
is
on.
not my metaphysical bullshit.
Haha! I control the audio. So at least our window looks better. We'll wait for him to come back. Alright. So... let me check the Discord and... see what happened.
I'm
Alright.
seeing no messages thus far, but
Okay, he'll probably be back in a sec. So, yeah, oh, here we go.
Sorry, my connection died.
No problem. Alright, so, Dune, at least one of the Wolfblood's security officers that were sent, so he's like, he's basically deferring to you, he's like, so, what do you want me to do? What do you want us to set up a perimeter, or should we close down the entire... and looks at the traumatized changeling, is like, maybe we should just close down the convention and start evacuating people.
I don't know that whole thing would be necessary, but I do believe that a security cordon for this part of the convention would be most advisable, keeping all the civilians out, and distinctively no one is supposed to go into the tent after us. If we don't come out, we're probably dead. If we do come out, we'll come out with hopefully a bunch of other people.
Alright, how many people do you think are in there?
According to this wanker here, I'll kick Bunyap, about 800.
Oh, alright, so, we'll coordinate with your, friend, boss? She's like, boss. It's like, boss, and, alright, we'll,
Packmate.
good hunting.
Aye.
Die well.
If I must.
And yeah, so they start coordinating with Petruchio, and Petruchio is suddenly back in his happy place, ordering people around. Well, one of his
Right.
happy places. The other happy place is hacking the servers of companies bigger than him, but, this is another happy place.
Yeah.
So, yeah, do y'all walk through the hedge gate?
Yeah.
Okay.
suppose.
So, I must.
Klaus, it is pretty much the same experience, except you still have a sense of all of the stuff in your backpack and, the money you've accrued and all that. Dune, for you, you've been in the hedge before. What this feels more like this doesn't feel like the hedge to you. This is almost like being back in one of the lush grasslands, foresty, underdeveloped areas in the wolf country, but without the wolves. Thankfully, as far as you're aware. Well, at least without that kind of wolf.
Can't smell them anyway. Should put my back up.
Yeah, it smells, it tastes, it sounds like an idyllic, pastoral, semi-forested area, except somehow more vibrant. If you didn't know you were walking into danger, you would find this quite pleasant.
Reminds me too much of home. I'll expect one of my damn sisters to come out of the woods or something to try and wrestle with me.
But yeah, just the coolness of the grass and the shade, the warmth of the sun, the smell of the trees, it's all just very, very vibrant.
I've missed it, but it still sets me on edge because I miss it because it was nice, but not because it was without danger, If it wasn't one of my cousins or one of the pack, it was actual animals.
Well, I doubt we'll have to worry about your cousins here, but back on this bullshit.
So yes, and you walk out of the gate, and there's sort of this grassy area, and to one side there's this foresty area with the great big gigantic, ridiculous sized fruits that look all glossy and perfect and delicious. And then to the other side there's a lake, and then there's a little cabin, and then far off in the distance you see like kind of another fence around. Oh, whoops, shouldn't do that while I'm on camera. There's a fence, and Klaus, you may or may not have noticed this last time. I was going to give it to you. It looks like there are people like actively tilling the land. Like, not with any kind of modern farming equipment, but like, actual like, old school like rakes and turners, pickaxes and things like that. Off in the distance, there are people actively farming at a farm. But like, even in the wolf country, you use real farming equipment like tractors and things that catch on fire, unfortunately, very easily. You don't see any of that there, but people are like, it's almost like that weird like how people have suspected people before technology did field work by hand, and it's like, oh, that's weird.
That's not the way to do it, and that's not the way fruit looks either. I don't care what they think.
I cast disbelief. Wait, that's NWoD. So, Holiday, you walk into this hedge gate, and you see and you experience the same senses that Klaus and Dune have. Well, Dune has, enhanced senses. Again, to you, this sort of feels like the hedge, but not quite. And you have a moment, actually, roll for me. Let me see. Actually, just roll plus your weird. I don't know if that's how we do this, but that's how I'm doing it, so blah.
Roll what plus my weird?
Actually, no, let's have this fun. Add your clarity to your weird, and then roll.
Okay. 18.
Oh, shit. Why do I do these things to myself? Oh, well, okay. Four successes. So, we'll say that you don't fall over, but you walk in, you experience this VR simulation, maybe, that doesn't really feel like the hedge to you, but does. It's weird. And then you have this, like, flash of memory, which you can't really place. And you're kind of looking down at your hands. and in one hand is a scepter, and in the other is a sandwich. And you don't remember the exact details, but this has something to do with a negotiation that you were facilitating.
Oh, good.
And then that's all, and then you sort of blink back out of it.
Okay.
You good?
No. There's not enough liquor therapy in the world for a day like today.
I mean, I should
However-
have assumed that answer.
I mean, we can get started.
Did
I
something
pull out my
strange
flask
just
again.
happen in your mind to make you less good than you were a moment ago?
Not really.
Okay.
Just a memory. Part of one, anyway.
Okay.
Where did you run into Firewall?
I will show them the place or point to the place, whichever is more.
Yeah, it was a
Just a
fence. It was a fence near the general store.
Okay, so it's not that far away.
No.
I'll just be like, okay, I'll show you where we were.
Okay.
And I'll take them there.
And, you know, as you're walking, there are people collecting fruits and collecting, you know, shaking trees and collecting the wood sticks and
That's
hitting
not how you get
trees.
wood. That's not how you get fruit. That's not how you collect the damn. This is not how you do farming.
And then you hear, balloon! Balloon! And you see people just aiming all sorts of projectile weapons at this balloon with a gift hanging off of it. And, like,
I pull out my sonic shotgun and I shoot it. Not the balloon. I shoot the gift. I didn't mean to break this shit.
you click, it clicks, it does not fire.
Things don't work like that here, dude.
Everyone else has got frickin' slingshots. Everything from slingshots to crossbows to shotguns. But why isn't yours working?
I'll
That's
throw my
not
shotgun,
fair.
I'll pull out one of my regular knives and I'll knife the present.
Okay. Yeah. Roll. Give me a roll. That'll be. I think technically throwing is supposed to be athletics. So.
And not weaponry?
Yeah, that's. We'll say it's weaponry. That's fine.
Okay.
Everyone always tells me it's athletics, and I'm always angry at them, so fuck it, this is my game, I say it's weaponry. So
All right.
weaponry plus, we'll say strength, since you are trying to throw it a great distance.
So that's 5, 14.
Yes, you knife it, and you said you were knifing the gift, not the balloon, so you hit it, and someone else gets the balloon and runs over and takes it out, and there's like a peach now with a knife in it, and they're just sort of not sure what to do.
That's not a peach.
Yeah, this is a peach, and that's a
I've seen a
banana,
peach.
and that's an apple.
I've seen peaches out in the real world, and that's not what a peach looks like. I'll go over and retrieve my knife. It comes out without any juices or anything on it.
Oh no,
And
it's got juices on it. They
It's-
smell really good.
It's a peach.
It's
It's
like
not a proper peach.
it's like a peach the size of a softball, but it's still a peach.
That's some damn stupid corporate thing that they've genomed into a peach or something like that. That's not a real peach. And
It's
I'll
very
gesticulate wildly with my knife while I'm talking, and like it'll be, flipping peach juice all over the place.
Everyone's kind of backing away slowly from the angry man in the trench coat.
Dune,
It's
please.
fairy magic. Calm down. Of course it's not a real peach. Nothing in here is real. Everything here is a manifestation of fairy magic. Don't be surprised if anything else looks like it's not supposed to. It's a stylized impression of what the particular true face seems to think it should look like. So the fact that it doesn't look like a peach, not relevant.
Basically.
Should we maybe get back to fighting the firewall so we can all maybe get out of here? So you can get to that thing that you're not telling us about?
I'll put the knife away.
I mean, he's mentioned it. We just haven't gotten full details on it yet.
Yeah, the peaches and all of the fruit just looks like almost jewel toned, but they definitely smell amazing, like really good fresh fruit. But like every fruit you see is just like, even this one just seems to heal itself up from the knife wound. Although it did release some delicious smells. Which, wow, Dune, you are getting just punched in the nose with, oh, that smells so good. Did you eat lunch today? I don't know. You just started drinking. But,
I'm 5 minutes from having my nose start running because it's being clogged by so many smells.
yeah.
You
But
know,
all of these fruits are just like glossy, glowing, jewel-toned perfection. Like, also the cherries are like the size of softballs. That's weird, but weird
you never
place.
find all perfect fruit. You always find some ugly ones, and those are the ones you make into like juice or salsa or something like that. You never
Bananas
find all
don't grow in the
perfect
same
ones.
climate as apple trees.
Hmm?
Come again?
Bananas don't grow in the same climate as apple trees. Yeah, that's a banana tree. That's an apple tree.
That's a
Could you
coconut.
maybe move past this? That's a coconut tree. That's a cranberry. Cranberries grow in bogs, not trees.
Yeah, I wouldn't think too hard on it. Anyway, the firewall's just over there.
Is the firewall just over there?
You see where the firewall used to be, but it looks like whatever. I mean, it was on fire. It's not now, and it looks like that fence has either been repaired or wasn't really burnt. Yeah, you're not sure.
I mean, it was here.
I'll anoint the fence with some of the stuff from my flask, and I'll flick my lighter, and
Your
we'll go
lighter
about it.
does not work.
God damn!
Told you, it doesn't
Spirits
work like
take
that here.
present place.
Hey, friend. I just grab a random person. Do you
Yeah.
have a flint and steel?
No, but I've got an iron stove I was gonna sell at the general store.
Can I borrow that for like 20 seconds?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Can I use that to light the whatever chemicals she
Ooze
just
soaked fence.
Yeah.
Yeah, you let's see. It's it does get class. It's the flame is weaker than you remember, but it is it you do get a sense of Klaus has felt this before. The other two, this is new, where the kid kind of takes his stove back and is like, oh, okay, puts it in, inexplicably just puts this giant pot-bellied stove back in his backpack and walks away, or walks into the general store, which is right there. All right. Oh, just so you know, and he says, oh, just so you know, you can't shoot each other in this game. Just in case that comes up, just, not judging. I've been in games like that and it's fun, but this game isn't like that. Okay, bye. And he goes into the general store to sell his stove.
Fucking watch me.
It occurs to me that I haven't checked whether or not we can access the internet. I would like to see if I can, like, ping Orchard and, I don't know, check on the time or something, just to see if I can.
Okay, well, let's see. You get, Klaus, you do get a sense, and the other two, you other two also, that you've set this piece of wall on fire, or this piece of fencing on fire, and you also get that weird feeling that that something is staring at you.
We'll stare back at it and changeling.
Klaus, sure, make me a roll of... Let's say this is... What would this be? Actually, I think this might be presence.
Okay.
No, I'll be nice. I'll say it's wits. I'll be nice.
Okay.
Because
thanks.
you'll need 5 successes. So let's say wits computer, since it's actually in your brain. So
I rolled a 1.
yeah, once again, you use like, okay, I'll just connect with my internal processing unit to the ow, and you have a small headache, and it just your CPU just sort of goes offline and it's like, sorry, we crashed. Want to restart in safe mode? Yes, no.
Yeah, fine. You
Restarting in safe mode.
Klaus just goes, ah, fuck. Sort of. Guess what? Can't contact Orchard.
Dracus, I hate to mention this, but your blanket behind you is writhing.
No, that's
Oh
because
yeah,
they're
no, that's my
roommates.
brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw them walk in before.
Sorry, something else. I come back to the thing behind you moving myself. I'm like,
Apologies.
don't apologize. I'm just like, please be aware of this.
It's just
Yeah,
a
no,
side
it's
effect
fine.
of playing Lost. You do get kidnapped by the true Fae while you're on stream.
Yeah.
Shit
Don't worry about
happens,
it.
man.
It's fine.
Don't worry about it.
It's actually my necromancy experiment that the landlords don't know about.
Anyway, Snake. Yeah, so whoops. Well, you can't connect to the internet.
Yeah.
I'll walk up to the fire. If you're the one known as Firewall, I believe that Orchard may have been in contact with you.
So, Klaus, you see the same thing you saw when you were with Petruchio, that it is flashing in colors of orange, red, and yellow, and some kind of a numeric code, or code base.
Yellow twice for yes, and red once for no.
It stops for a second and is like, okay, and it just flashes red once, and then kind of goes back to stasis.
Damn. I pull my phone out and pull up the Orchard chat.
It flickers again in a numeric code. You can't, or well, unless someone wants to roll wits compute. This is a different thing, so. Klaus, you can roll wits computers again if you want to try. I mean, your inner CPU is on safe mode.
Yeah. But I've also seen this specific code before, so like.
Yeah, so you can, if
We'll
you want to
try
make
again.
another wits computer roll just to interact with what's here.
That would be better.
Yay!
13. So I am at 2 successes.
Yeah, you basically have to restart your inner CPU and get it going again, and but eventually you can set it up. It's like, okay, can you just read this trinary code, please?
Yeah, I'm just like sitting
set
on
up
the
a
grass in
subroutine.
frustration now, and I'm like, come on, just work. I just need to understand this thing.
So you don't quite have the intuition of it that Petruchio did, but yeah, you're getting a sense of it is asking, what is Orchard?
I will translate. Be like, okay, I got it. It's asking what Orchard is.
I don't suppose that I am really the right person to be answering this, but as near as I can tell, Orchard is the AI for the entirety of Eden's system. It operates both in the hedge and in the real world, and I asked it to try and reach out to this game world earlier, and it said it encountered a sentient firewall.
Firewall kind of flickers. In what you're getting a sense is kind of a thinking pattern, where it just kind of stays still for a second and kind of wavers. Almost like, Class, you get a sense that it's making up its mind about something. And then it flashes to you, this isn't the hedge.
Then what is it?
Oh no.
This is the simple life.
I will turn around and look at my 2 party members here and be like, so it just said something a little concerning. It says, this isn't the hedge, this is the simple life. Everyone here keeps repeating this is the simple life, and that's quite concerning. But I don't understand it.
Well, that's an issue.
How much of an issue?
On a scale of 1 to 10, it's kind of an 11.
Fuck.
It's not a good place to be. Okay.
I will reach into my pocket and pull out one of the bat spirit totems tokens that my aunt gave to me so that I could contact her whenever I needed to, and I will break it. That summons the spirit. As far as I know.
No, it's a talon. I forget what they're called, but it's basically you tell it something and it flies away to deliver the message.
So, okay, sorry. I had a very different idea of how that worked. Sorry.
It's okay. Usually they look like little birds, but this looks like a little bat because it's her. The sentinel likes bats, so you take out a little clay bat and do what?
To my data stand, I'm afraid that got myself into something called the simple life. If you could, I don't think it's the Hissel, and it's definitely not the hedge. So if you could find some, perhaps information about the simple life, and either send it back or send someone who's something of an expert, I would owe you a favor.
Okay, so you do that, and you toss it, and it just hits the ground. Didn't even activate.
Yeah, we're not anywhere the spirits can touch.
I'm gonna ask the firewall, how did it let Patricio and I out last time? Because we definitely exited from a hedge gate.
What it says is, I am the firewall. I opened a gate in the data, in the security data, and sent you back out through the hedge. But this is not the hedge.
Okay. I will convey that to the rest of the group.
You tell the nice, lovely firewall that we're here to extract firewall and everyone else from the simple life.
Okay.
Or does the firewall understand English?
Firewall seems to understand us. It's just that we struggle to understand it. So.
Oh, okay. We're here to get you out.
It flashes a thank you. And again, it kind of does that, the flame equivalent of, like, loading circle, is like, it's buffering. And what it is flashing is that the simple life knows I helped you before. We may need to hurt it before it's weak enough that I can get more people out.
Okay, and how would we accomplish that? While it's kind of answering, I will convey what it said to the rest of the party.
You must attack its tells.
Its tells?
They all have tells. And because this is a visual code, you get a sense that the T in they is capitalized, which is kind of weird. Okay.
Hell, you say?
Mm-hmm.
They all have tells.
Mm-hmm.
All have tells.
I
You seem to
difficult
understand
see
this,
what I know
Holiday.
about tells, because that does sound a bit like because I have tells.
I would allow both of you to make this would be an occult check.
Yeah.
For Holiday, I would allow occult or politics.
Oh, good.
For reasons. But Dune, this is an occult roll, but Dune, for you, this is gonna be like 5, you're gonna need 5 successes, but it's also this game, so I'm not convinced you can't get a 20. Just,
Wits or intelligence?
This would be an intelligence roll for both of you.
Oh,
Okay.
joy. I'm no longer so confident about that 20. Yeah, that's, that is a 10.
Okay. You're pretty
With,
sure this isn't the same tells as you have.
with my specialty in contracts, it's a 34.
Sure, okay.
I probably wrote the contract that bound these things to this, just so you guys are aware.
I will
With
put
a 34, I will say, no, you definitely did not, and you know that, and you don't know how you know that, but yeah, this is... So, you are starting to remember lore about a certain type of entity that you didn't necessarily remember you knew 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, these things come and go.
So, what brought you... So, there is a certain Fey entity type that has the same, can use the same regalia powers as the Lost. But that those powers, their source or their usage, manifests as tells. And that kind of fills itself in and then realize, yeah, and that's how the Thurzaz do Fey magic. So at this point, you also remember that the stereotypical Thurzaz is usually thought of as an entity, like a humanoid or a beast or a monster. But then, changelings come in all shapes and forms, including apparently mechanical equipment now. Thurzaz? A Thurzaz is not necessarily a person. It is an idea. An idea given form through titles that give it more forms. The keeper itself is a title. Not all keepers, or not all true Fae are keepers. But those that are keep changelings, and having that title gives them that ability or right or magic. True Fae are weird. And now that you realize, and there is and you're remembering, you were bringing something in the you were basically bringing a microscope to a disaster totaled city. This microscope was somehow a title that was being granted upon this world. Like, you went through a city, you went through a countryside, this whole place ravaged by death and destruction and plague. And that was the true Fae. It was a place, not an entity.
Okay.
So and that slowly brings itself into the thought that, oh, we're inside a Thurzaz right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to need you to make another clarity check.
Yes!
Sorry!
Adjusting perfectly to this. This could be great. I'm going to roll ones again. So far, not dead. Nope. 6, 8, 2 9s.
Okay. Yeah. So 3 successes, no cancellations. You have won your clarity check. You feel gross. You feel you are chilled to the bottom of your soul that you might not leave this place and you might be kept again. And that is what's going to happen to 800 people.
Cool. It's one of those people wandering by. Hey, can I see that shotgun?
Yeah, sure, man.
Cool. I'm going to just unload it into the ground 6 or 7 times.
You do. And you don't even have to reload it. It just keeps shooting.
Well, clearly, if we're going to start as we mean to go on, I'm going to go punch a tree with iron knuckles.
Holiday, do you tell your companions?
No, that was my coping mechanism.
I actually came to this conclusion,
I
and
take
I'm
my
proud
cue
of
from him.
myself.
So, like, if he's gonna start shooting the ground, I'm like, okay, punching time, let's do it.
No, that was my coping mechanism for dealing with the. Oh. Okay.
I'm still gonna punch a tree with iron knuckles.
That's fair.
I don't know what's happening, but I don't like it. Punch.
Yeah, but you're actually helping Thera's ass because you're making the. Don't punch the tree. The tree is part of the illusion. The tree is what's making things run. Don't do that. Actually, punching a tree in this instance is not going to help.
This.
So what you are also remember with a frickin' 34. So like the firewall mentioned, tells are, or like you remember, combination of info dump. Tells manifest like Jules is a type of fey magic, and while Fairest can just do that shit, it's magic of manipulation and temptation. On a Thurzaz, it would manifest as like a jeweled necklace if they had a human form or humanoid form. So, like, if the trees are one of its tells, then actually punching it might help, but you do have to figure out,
You have to figure out what the tells are.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's.
So I hit the tree with as much force as I can possibly muster with iron knuckles, cold iron knuckles.
That will actually, like, the tree kind of withers away. Like, even before you can make contact with the cold iron knuckles, it just sort of, the tree just withers away from it in kind of a weird visual effect. Where it's like, the tree itself it's almost a bubble developing in space, bisecting the tree as it's just trying to get away from your hand.
It don't seem to like that very much.
That
Fire.
sure did something.
Well, we're inside one of the Fae.
Okay, so the conclusion I came to was correct then. Dislike that.
Thanks, I hate it.
You're not a changeling. Imagine how I feel.
Yeah, I'm sorry if you need a substance of some sort to cope with that later. I can hook you up. But
rage.
Also, mental health services are free in Eden City.
Well, if it doesn't like that, and I don't like it, this is not my kind of place at all.
What kind of place can you not punch a tree? I ask you.
It's not even that. The damn fruit doesn't look like that. This is not how trees look. All the damn trees look the same. You know how many gnarls and nuts and shit in trees happen? This is not how trees look, and this is not how the countryside works. I don't care what you say about it. This is not. It smells right, but it doesn't look right. And it doesn't sound right, because you don't find any damn bugs neither.
It's a fairy.
I know
this is what you're concerned about?
Manifestation of one of the most absolute awful things in the universe, and you're concerned about the looks and the smells. Okay.
Sir, I am not one of those that deals in the nonsense that goes beyond the physical world. I deal with what I can see and feel.
I would love to see how you're handling this particular encounter as you have gone beyond the ghost story that you're not supposed to believe in.
I never said that I didn't believe in it. I said I don't deal with it.
Well, you're dealing with it today.
And that's why I'm punching another tree.
Okay. Klaus?
Yeah.
Would you be an excellent person and see if you can convince Firewall to give us access
To
the math commands for the store?
okay.
I have a crazy idea.
So Yeah, let's try to convince Firewall to give us access to the commands for the store.
I mean, I can try hostile takeover, but I don't think it'll let me.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that approach. Not
Oh, no,
first, at least.
Unless it has the power, it doesn't get a choice. It's sort of stuck. But since it's another changeling, I'm pretty sure it has that power.
Okay. Chris, what do I need to roll for this?
I mean, you're just translating for me. I can try to contract it into doing what I want it to do. It's just
I mean,
translate.
You are free to talk to it if you want. I will just have to tell you what it says. But
Firewall is flickering.
Does it look
Jazz
any
hands. It still looks weaker than it did before.
Right, but does it look better than it did 5 minutes ago, before I punched a couple trees?
Nah, it still looks kind of like, flames just barely licking these logs. It's like, you can't hurt the simple life by playing its game.
I know. What I'm attempting to do is to rig the game so that no one can win, and make it unappealing for people to play so they don't feed it.
It is not about winning.
But it is about trying. And if we make the game so unappealing that people are unwilling to try, that they put down their tools and they don't even try to harvest the fruit, they will stop playing.
I like the way you're thinking.
It would be easier to attack its tells.
But if we can weaken it this way, then its tells are weaker and we can free everyone faster.
Not necessarily. It still has the power of all of its titles.
What are its titles?
Let me check. Its titles are Life on the Farm and Virtual Life. Both have the aspiration of Keeper.
Okay. I'm gonna peek my head in the window to where the overseer shop is.
Mm-hmm.
What's behind the counter?
There are a number of, firearms and tools and things. There's also a little needlepoint little hoop back there that doesn't seem to have a price tag on it.
Is there a person in there?
There's a raccoon.
Is
Not a tanuki. It's a raccoon.
Is it an actual raccoon or is it a changeling?
It does not seem to be either. I mean, actual raccoon, it's, standing on two legs and selling people pickaxes.
But it's a digital construct for the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Firewall, could you delete the simple life, the concept?
It is my suspicion that Simple Life might be its true name, upon which the titles are built.
Oh, that's even worse. Okay.
But if you were to destroy the true name, I'm not sure where the players would end up.
What were the titles again? Sorry.
Should make a note of that.
Well, I have eidetic memory, so I would remember them even if I wasn't paying attention at the time. I was busy freaking out.
The titles that I know of are Life on the Farm, which is the farming game that you level up from out of this game. And its newer title is Virtual Life.
Well,
the Bunyip changeling convinced it that it could feed more despite being out of its time, if it went along with his plan, and he was allowed to roam the mortal world again.
Well, I know a thing or two about the farm life. It's not any of what's going on out there. Would
I am sure this has very little to do with modern farming implementation and
no, I know,
technology.
but I also know it makes a farming life miserable, and I could probably implement a few of those things here.
Kind of like buffering wheel again. Like, okay.
Firewall, can you follow us while we travel further into the thing so that we can have a representation of you to talk to?
Oh, sorry, what was that again?
Can you light this stick on fire and accompany us so that we have a representation of you to interact with and talk to while we go further into the game to try and damage the tells?
I can try, but I am a firewall, not a fire stick. Also, I am somewhat weakened that virtual life is now watching me.
Can I see your contract?
I do not have a contract. I was taken. I don't think I have a contract. I do not remember.
All changelings have contracts.
Do they? Wait,
I think so.
did I forget that?
Whether or not they have access to it's another matter, but I think we all have a contract. We all have rules that shape us into what we are.
Well, yeah, but it's not necessarily something the changeling agreed to.
But it still exists physically. It still exists somewhere. It's still a concept that they may or may not have.
I do not know where our contracts are, but we would not be the first changelings to escape without them.
Firewall, could you run a search for a security area that would have a most precious objects thing for the Therazaz while we're helping you, in the interest of protecting them, of course. That falls within your programming.
What is most treasured by the virtual life is to keep humans as changelings, and craves the physical labor of humans these players are what it treasures.
Excellent. Every player has a character sheet, a record sheet, yes?
Each player has their statistics and what they have gained from this game in terms of currency and materials.
What is the rarest material to find?
The rarest material are the gold nuggets.
What do you do with gold nuggets?
You turn them in, you either sell them for a large amount of money at the general store, or turn them into craft projects with recipes that increases their value.
What is the single most expensive item in the most valuable item that exists in the game? Whether it's a raw material or whether it's a crafted project, what is the most expensive thing? The most invaluable thing? Thing that no one has access to, but is something you can earn allegedly.
It thinks a minute. Let me see if I can find that out. The most expensive item is it's like Not surprisingly, the most expensive item is a crown. But it does not grant title to the players or the changelings.
Is there anything that does grant title?
The true fae.
Do you have the true phase sheet?
I do not.
Okay.
I am one piece of a larger network.
Can you contact the rest of the network?
There are many of us who wish to leave. I have their attention.
Let them know that we are going to attempt to distract the true fae. When we do so, you have to act. You are going to have to get everyone out of here while we're busy keeping it occupied. And then hopefully you get us out of here too, because we came back for you.
Yes, you could most easily do this by attacking its regalia tells.
Remind me what its regalia tells are?
Actually, since you got that 34. Also, you're thinking about it, they would be things that represent the various regalias, on a symbolic level. Not, and while it could be like the most expensive item in the game, could be a regalia for, could be a tell for jewels. You get a suspicion from what all that's happening here that it would be something more ubiquitous. So maybe more likely the fruits might actually be a tell of jewels. There's also you're right by the cabin, so you're right by this big glassy mirrored lake, which would probably be a tell for mirror.
Okay.
And since, what is it, jewels is a magic of manipulation and temptation, mirror is a magic of perception and transformation.
All right, well, I have one last request, and then we'll quit pestering you for a second.
I do not mind being pestered as long as we get out.
Could you send a message to all the players that for the next span of time, instead of taking the fruit to the cabin, to the raccoon, they're supposed to go throw it into the lake, as that would disrupt the surface of the mirror, and it would ruin the value of the jewels because no one is collecting any money off of them. It's not being used as currency. And that would get all of the players working together to throw off the proverbial shackle of the Therazaz. And it might, I don't know, weaken it, piss it off some.
Seems as good an idea as any.
I think I can do that. So, Klaus, you all three of you get it, because you're all in the game. Klaus, you get, there is a message on your imaginary cell phone. Not your real cell phone, not the computer brain, or the brain computer, just an imaginary cell phone that your character has that you keep all of your recipes on.
I'll check my phone. I wonder what this message is.
Oh, gee.
New game. Throw all of the fruit you have into the lake. And you'll be rewarded with bells later. And basically is the gist of it.
Tell them that there's a goldfish in the lake. If they throw their fruit in, they might have a chance to catch the goldfish. And the goldfish drops like 10 gold nuggets.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's
something like that.
I can do that. So yeah, it says, new fishing game, but first you have to throw as much fruit into the lake as possible to increase your chances of catching a goldfish, which contains gold nuggets. And yeah, so immediately, the stampede of humanoids are running with just bags of fruit, and they are all just they're practically forming chains of people bringing fruit down and throwing it in the lake. So yeah, and that lake is definitely disturbed now.
Excellent.
And Firewall starts, getting a bit more active looking, and is starting to consume more, starting to grow more on that bit of fencing.
So, gems and jewels. What sort of tells else we'll be looking for? I don't know. Not this, not my area of expertise.
Well, those are the tells for this aspect of it. That's just this subgame. We still have to go deal with the farm subgame as well. But if we can keep them processing this way for this subgame and we go deal with the farm itself, we might be able to cause enough property damage to get everyone out of here.
I do not have access to the farm.
Do you have access to the firewall guarding the farm?
That is not guarded by a firewall. That is the old title before it encountered Banyep, who modernized it for his own ends.
And what was it titled then?
Right now, you are in the virtual life. The old title, which is disguised as a level up in this game. Sorry, the computer startled me. Because computers are spooky. The old title and realm is Life on the Farm. You will be outside of my ability to help you.
Excellent. Time for break.
Yes, it is time for break.
Let's...
Founders RPG is very confused by this line of questioning. Sorry. Yo, true face shit, man. Like, yo. No one said dealing with the Thurazaz was easy.
Don't worry, founders. I have no idea what's going on either.
Thanks for
Yeah,
coming
I lost
hanging.
track a while ago.
There's some fairy shit going on, man. Gets spirit shit can be just as, if not weirder. Alright, so chat, this is where we're gonna take our 10-minute break. So hang out and chat. Get a snack, get some water.
If you have any questions, ask them. We'll
Oh,
put
yeah.
somebody in chat might answer them.
Yep.
Because we're not.
Yeah. So alright. So chat, yay! And I can't, okay, the bar I made is so small I can't see it. I hope you are following us because we are so close to 50 followers and that's all we need to go apply for affiliate. And then we can have channel points and then viewers can buy in game stuff with channel points and it'll be hilarious. So, yeah. If you haven't followed us, please follow. I promise we're fun. And not super invasive in your Twitch stream life, I promise. But yeah, so we will see you in 10 minutes. And volume. Mute everyone. Hello, chat. We are back.
Hello.
And according to our the Magic Fish Radio page, we are at 51 followers, so thank you. I just don't know why Streamlabs isn't recognizing it.
Nothing seems to be on the same page here. It's fine.
It'll be fun. But yes,
Tell me what you got.
well, thank you all followers. So even if it just takes Twitch a couple days to realize, oh wait, you did hit 50, then we can start applying for affiliate, and maybe that will happen. I don't know how many times you have to apply for affiliate, or if it just immediately happens, because Twitch is weird. Weird with an EI, not a Y, because that's different.
There is a difference. It's a very important distinction to make.
Especially when one of us is a changeling. Woohoo! But yeah, thank you so much, everyone in chat who is chatting, because that also helps us qualify for affiliate, so chat it up. And all of you who have followed us and asked your friends to follow us and spread the word around, that is really, really helpful. Because I know we are just a fun amateur stream, and this is how we are feeling like we are performing and fun in very weird apocalyptic circumstances. And this does a great deal of good for my mental health, just being able to run this game every week. So thank you in chat, thank you players for being here. Especially our new player, because now that we have 5 regular players, we can be down 2 and still have a pretty good crew for the game. Woot! And it isn't all just down to the asshole mage and the annoyed wolf and the perpetually annoyed wolf blood. Now
What a pair we make.
I'm just sorry that the first plot you launched into is like, oh, so yeah, I need to make you make all the clarity checks forever.
Well, we went straight into changeling territory with this.
Changeling territory is rather unsubtle like that.
And quite literal.
Literal and metaphorical, all at the same time. Yay!
I am admittedly mildly disturbed that I, read back through my notes and came to the conclusion, oh shit, we are in a true fae, aren't we? As you were explaining what was going on.
In the belly of the beast, as they say.
You got to the end of that and you were like, you are in a Thurisaz. Like, oh fuck, I was right.
Does Dracus also need a clarity check? Not Klaus, Dracus.
Me, personally.
Everyone give me sand rolls. Sanity checks!
It's been worse. It's fine.
Don't worry. That's my favorite part of GMing. Is that look of horror on my players' faces and in their voices, and it's like...
Putting the pieces together is the best part of consuming media, even if it is as a player in a game.
And as a World of Darkness GM, the moment where my players completely descend into paranoia and what-ifs is just like...
Meanwhile,
Anyway.
we're definitely inside a giant monster, and then Dune's just like, this is not how this is supposed to work.
This isn't a real farm! How dare ye!
It's not a real farm.
Anyway, so yeah, y'all have successfully gotten Firewall, who rolled really well to get everyone, probably with the help of some other, actually, yeah, Holiday with a 34. It's easy to see, like, oh, so, yeah, it's possible that this is entirely a VR simulation, still. It's working exactly the way Banyip said it would, just he didn't say that his equipment was changelings. Yay!
We love that.
I'm gonna hit that guy really hard in the face next time I see him.
Didn't he already get stabbed?
In the gut with a lightsaber, so...
Light blade.
He was impaled.
Copyright.
A psionic spirit blade.
So, yeah.
I mean, you could bring him to the brink of death again. I wouldn't care.
I don't mind my alien abduction trauma porn of Lost when it actually is that. Yay! Anywho, so back in the belly of the beast, surrounded by tempting fruits and soothing nature. So yeah, y'all have the other players. 800, you're not really sure. It's kind of hard to keep count in this place where a VR equipment that is a changeling is actively trying to mess with your perceptions of reality.
Actually, Firewall, can you give us a player count at the lake?
There are at present 859.
They're all at the lake?
All seem to be running between the lake and the forest right now, trying to
Catch a goldfish.
catch a goldfish.
Wow. That summoned all of them.
So,
Welcome to farming simulations.
I fucking guess.
so just doing some quick example, I'm out of character, doing some thinking. So all the people that have been kidnapped from this event are here, that we know, is our best guess.
As far as I can tell, they are all still here. None have leveled up to the farm. They are all still in the foraging level.
Can you raise the entrance requirements to the farming level
I cannot. This is. Those are intrinsic to the title of the virtual life.
Okay.
I can work around it. I can undermine the obvious tells, but I cannot rewrite a title.
Okay.
You reset all experience to 0.
That is also part of the title.
Worth a check.
That's
But-
fun.
Between
If-
those of us in the network who wish to leave, we should be able now to open a doorway for these players. I am
What if-
not saying you can't go to the farm, but I would recommend against it, for you will be outside of my ability to help you, especially after I leave here.
We don't know how many players are in the farm, do we?
They are not exact. No, flicker.
Everyone
Buffering
who
wheel.
was kidnapped, as far as we know, over this weekend, is still in the foraging level, and we can get them all out now.
Yes,
Whoever's in the farm, whatever's in the farm, whatever we see till in the fields, I don't think it's human anymore, and I don't think it was taken this weekend.
that is correct. Holiday, you can still sort of see the farm off in the distance. It's a bit closer from here, and you definitely see like there's the raccoon guy behind the counter is definitely a part of the simulation.
Yeah.
But those animalistic looking folks are probably changelings and probably beasts. At least those that you can see tilling the field. It looks like that's more of a traditional version of a Thurzaz keeper.
We have the Therazaz's true name, though, yes?
Fireball has communicated that they suspect its true name is the Simple Life.
They suspect, but they don't know. Okay. Okay. Then, yeah, the priority is getting these people out of here, because if we can't necessarily,
Yes.
we don't have the resources or the equipment to take on take that on by ourselves.
I'm not saying you can't, or I will stop you, but I cannot help you. I need to leave.
I don't think I'm prepared to take that on. I mean, like, if you need me, I'm in, but
But by starving, by starving the virtual life, its powers should dwindle away, and the Thurazaz should become weaker overall if you ever encounter them again. What happened to is Banyep still at large, or has he been apprehended?
He's been apprehended.
Then
Very
there should be no one left to maintain the ruse by which the virtual life feeds.
I would consider that a win.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Once outside, we may be able to help shut it down or keep an eye out in case a similar scam appears in the mundane world. So I can and just you get that buffering wheel flicker.
I'm amused by the image of the buffering wheel flicker.
Are you ready to leave?
Unholy and unreservedly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave a note on the desk.
Yeah, there's a desk.
Yeah, well, inside the little area where the raccoon sprite is. Nice try. Better luck next time.
Emoji. : capital P.
Now let's get out of here.
Out it out.
So yeah, what Firewall does, or someone does, is you all get a new message to your fake in-game cell phones. that says there is a problem with the game. Please exit the door by the lake at, with speed.
Yeah.
And you're by the lake and you're seeing all the people, and basically what this flaming piece of fence does is kind of it seems slowly but surely turning itself into another kind of squared archway of flames, just opening into brambles and thorns of darkness and a dark void. And yeah, people start heading to the exit.
Oh, dude, can I borrow those? I say borrow. Can I have those iron knuckles of yours? I'll buy you a new set next time I get back to town.
You can have one for now and the other later. I don't want to be unarmed in this place.
Well, no. I just throw one into the lake.
Oh, yeah. As people are leaving, they're not really paying attention, but the lake, it kind of goes into and goes sploosh. And it's like, it turns from, it had been settling back into kind of a smooth, clear, mirrored surface. And it's almost like tendrils of darkness start spreading across, like almost like, shattered bits of a mirror kind of crackling outwards, but in this undulating kind of kind of movement.
Well,
And that ain't a mirror no more.
Now get through the door.
Yep. If that gate is firewall, they're waiting for. You see it flicker one last time. Like, you get out first, and we will follow.
all right.
Okay.
You two first. I'm the last one out.
All right, no argument here.
Okay, so there you walk into a very loud and confused coffee shop, because it is still that bathroom door that everyone has that 859 people plus 3, so 862 people have just walked out of, and the coffee shop's like, what? And the people are like, what?
The fire marshal wades in. This coffee shop is rated for 400 people, but half of you need to leave right now.
Yep, it's a bit of a clusterfuck. It's a bit of a clusterfuck, but it's a mortal world clusterfuck.
And most people probably know where they are, because we are not that far from the convention
I pull out
center.
my real phone and text Orchard. The Thurozaz was the simple life itself. Hopefully we've got most of the people out.
You get all caps, Thurzaz? Question mark, exclamation, like, you're not used to Orchard really emoting, but apparently it has something equivalent to emotions. Or it's just acting the way it's supposed to act when, that word comes up.
Aye. The belly of the beast itself.
So
Did you rescue all the players?
Everyone was taken this weekend, we got back, but there are some changelings still trapped in there in the older title. I don't understand what it means. You'd have to ping Holiday, and I sent Orchard Holiday's number. Orchard knows it, but I'm going to set it to note this number's the one you need to text if you need to.
Holiday, you get a sudden text from something called Orchard. It's not even a number, it just says Orchard.
I don't know any fruit companies.
That'll be the city's AI.
People.
Yeah, and right now you're also getting kind of falling
Get out of
through
this
the
coffee shop first, shall we?
Yeah.
Oi! Everyone who was in the simulation, please exit in an orderly fashion and head back to the convention. Convention security may want to talk to you, but it'll be fine.
Everyone is very confused, and some of them are a little spaced out. Holiday, roll just a straight roll plus your clarity. Not a clarity check, just...
Oh, okay. 11.
So none of these people have become changelings. Some of them might be what's called dream touched or fey touched.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have conversations with them.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Very well. I'm gonna call my cousins because we need help
Which
getting these
ones?
people to move.
Which ones? The drunk ones in the bar or more cousins?
More cousins in the area. Just the Wolf Blood Mafia. I need some help to corral 900 people. I can't do this myself.
Orum de Takis. And it's like, yeah, roll it. Cause
Hunted some big prey, and now I need some help. Alright, what am I
I
rolling?
love that you could just call upon cousins, just countless numbers of
well
cousins.
this is a bit more, so I'm gonna say this is gonna be let's say present streetwise.
Okay, and I'm gonna add a dot for allies wolf bloods.
That's fair.
Okay, so
I'm waiting
that's,
for the changelings to come through the door.
that's okay. Seven dots, and that is 9, 16.
Okay, that's pretty good. 3 successes. All right. Well, you've got the ones in the convention center that know something's up. So some of them are like, all right, like what kind of help do you need? Is the question. Like, are you looking for people to just do crowd control, or are you looking for people with like psych degrees? Like,
I'm looking for a little bit of both, and then maybe also the wolf bloods who are more on the spiritual side. Like, I know the gauntlet's shitty high, but there are some who are more psychically inclined wolf bloods than I am, because I am the physical side of the wolf. So I'm looking for some of the more spiritual wolves to see if they can help too, and also, the cousins in emergency services, because they should know that there's need to lock the shit down in the convention center right
okay.
now.
A lot of the emergency services have already been alerted to this problem. They're trying to keep it out of the news cycle, just so there isn't a mass panic, because there's thousands of changelings.
My cousins instead of just emergency services,
They're
the wolf but secrets are the wolf,
Some of them are like the ones better are like, oh shit, are you okay, man? But they're like, all right. So yeah, people are organizing and heading that way, and the very scary old bone shadow.
The ones I know best are like Udum de Takas. I just gutted the Thorazaz.
It's like, damn, is the resounding text back. So yeah, you're making some calls. You're calling some specific wolf bloods or cousins of cousins, and
Family,
people who, including that scary shadow lady who did the vision thing that time in the back room at that bar that time.
Yep.
She's showing up apparently. Not sure what she does, but it's scary, so maybe it'll be effective. Meanwhile, Holiday, it's a few more minutes. Like most of the mundanes and now semi-mundanes have filtered out and started heading towards the convention center, you hope. But maybe there's like a beat cop wolf blood on the street who's able to start just like, no, really, we have to get back to the convention center. There's something that had happened with the game, and we have to interview you. Yeah, come on. And they're like, oh, okay, that's... Some are going, but you suspect a few... They might not all get there just because crowds and gamers and short attention spans. So it's a few minutes before another few figures stumble out of this door, almost as if they're not used to having limbs anymore. It's a little weird for them. And they all have, various hairstyles, but they're all kind of weirdly, like, all shapes and sizes and skin tones, and hairstyles, but they all seem faintly androgynous in their own way. There's about 20 of them, and all seem a little kind of weirdly blank-faced. And most of them are wearing sunglasses or glasses of some kind. that seems to be obscuring part of their face in a weird way. Holiday, it seems like these are almost all elementals. Maybe a couple of them might be fairies, depending on what they were being used for in the game. But, what the Thurzas need humans to do and how they come about doing it can have an effect on what kind of changeling you become.
Mhm.
But it definitely looks like you have captured the server room. And the last one to stumble out is kind of, again, still kind of blank and androgynous looking, but they're wearing big dark sunglasses, and, they kind of have a kind of a thick female figure, but they're wearing, like, like a heavy like a heavy flannel and jeans, and are not really wearing their shape like that. And they're just kind of like staring around, kind of like they're trying to make, really they're all looking around trying to make sense of where they are right now.
Welcome to Eden City.
And this kind of shorter, stockier figure kind of pushes their way to the, kind of, as they all kind of slove out of and stumble, and it's all a mess. They kind of, are you Holiday?
Yes.
I was Firewall. I'm
I drink.
they're kind of,
Nice to meet you, Firewall. In the flesh, as it were.
I'm just gonna like wave enthusiastically.
things look different here, but
It's gonna take a while for you to adjust.
yes. Is there a place we can go in safety to readjust?
My cousins should know some places. If Holiday isn't.
That's Wolfblood nonsense. This is fairy nonsense.
Fair.
I'll call the local representative of the summer court that I know, because they're going to be super happy.
I don't know what the summer court is, but okay.
They're friends. They'll be happy to help. They may help you channel some anger issues you may have.
I don't even know what issues I have yet. I guess I will figure that out.
We all have them. It's okay. It's okay to have issues. We're all screwed up. We're all traumatized.
I heard the stories before I was taken.
I'll go and order 20 hot chocolates from the front counter.
They're all like, oh, that's nice. And they're like, okay. Get out the replicator.
Best cure I can think of for a bit of a shock, as it were.
Thurzas are just like Dementors, right? Yeah, it's fine.
So
Well,
what
when
do I need
someone's
to roll
shocked,
to
you give
call
them
someone?
sugar and chocolate.
Even I can't think of a better solution.
I have Fixer.
Okay, do you want to build a roll?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, these people, like, I won't make you roll for it, but like, well, just logic dictates that these people might all have very low clarity right now.
Yeah.
And it's hard enough getting used to reality, but when you also have been traumatized into not seeing reality.
Yeah.
Being a changeling in NWoD is rough, y'all.
So I will be making sure that they're taken care of and that we can get them to an appropriate place to readjust to being alive in physical space.
Okay, so with Fixer, what does that give you bonuses to lots of dice rolls, or how does that work again? You know, the thing
I could call and get access to any service that I want, basically.
Oh, okay. Are you calling Nova Court? Or
Yeah.
Summer Court? Yeah.
I'm a Novian, so I'll call the Nova Court.
Yeah. Like there is both Nova and Summer Court, and they get along really well.
They have similar as attitudes, so I would
Yeah.
expect them to. But I'll call the one that I actually know that I'm a member of.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh shit! And they're like, they will ask, like, are we keeping this quiet, or do the authorities already know?
The authorities are aware, they're not aware of how severe this particular case was. The changeling in question is already in custody. The humans have been rescued, the changelings have been freed. The Therazaz has been disgruntled.
Sounds like a win to me, man.
There were more changelings we could have tried to help, but it would have been, we didn't have the resources at the time.
I mean, did you know it was a keeper, like, before you went in?
No, I went in by myself. Well, me a humanoid and a wolf blood.
Well, then you made it out intact. I'd call that a win. With all of the kidnapping victims, yeah, that's a win. But all right, so all right, and this is all happening at the convention center. Okay, I haven't seen anything in the news about this yet, but we can.
The initial site is at the convention center. The changelings are at this location. I get the coffee shop.
All right, all right. I guess yeah. I know we can send in the cosmic courts. Yeah, man. Well, I guess we will try to keep it off the news radar since everyone else seems to be so far.
Okay.
But like they don't want to deal with that shit either. Like right now. All right. Okay. Okay. We can work some things out. We'll take care of them. I mean, help them, not take care of them in that Nova Court way.
Yeah.
Like they're
not Therazaz. They're not privateers. We're not going to take care of them. We're going to take care of them.
They helped, they aided in the rescue of, 800 civilians, like, yeah, it's fine. We're not going to do the whole guilty until proven innocent thing.
I most of them were pressed into service. I don't think any of them chose to do this.
No. Most don't. So, all right, we'll send some people over. So yeah, so the Nova Court, your contacts and, the web of changeling politics jingles and jangles in its weird way, because in the original version of this game setting, there's only the 4 cosmic courts that vaguely resemble the seasonal courts in second ed NWoD Changeling Lost. But in this city, I'm doing what we did in first edition Changeling, which is, all of the courts that show up in the books, they're all here. Because there are thousands and thousands of changelings here, and why the fuck wouldn't there be day and night courts when day and night are still a thing? I ask you. And the seasonal courts, everybody's here.
Yeah,
Holiday, did you reach out to your people?
Yeah, this is how we did it in the New York City Lost game for a while. It's like, yeah, all the courts are here. It's pandemonium, but in a fun way. We all want the same things, which is keep safe and maybe stick it to the Thurzaz, and you have done both today. Huzzah!
Holiday, did you reach out to your people? Did you reach out to your people?
Yeah, they're coming.
Yeah.
I have them contact this person, and I give a Holiday the name of one of my cousins who's coordinating the efforts.
Yeah, you feel that. A guy comes in who is did I say? I don't remember who controls this neighborhood. Anyway, a changeling you recognize comes in, from he's Nebula rather than Nova Court, but it's still, the cosmic courts that trade off with each other in their own little clusters, like, because
it's a working relationship.
Yeah. So yeah, and he's like, yo, respect, and is several unmarked white vans kind of pull up in the front, and he's like, so he's just, very, very quiet, kind of a Nebula Court, which is like the Spring Court. He's like, just, hi, I know you've all been recently returned.
All of them have are holding hot chocolates. Yeah. I don't know if they're drinking them, but they're all holding them.
Some of them are drinking them. Some of them are trying to remember how to drink, because they've been equipment for a long time. All right, I know you've all been through an amazing ordeal, and I am so glad that you are all here. We're gonna we found you a place where you can chill out and just kind of get your bearings again. This is a city where we have excellent socialized medicine here, and that includes healthcare, which is both free and anonymous. And you may not understand this yet, but that is an enormous help to changelings here. And there are a lot of changelings like you, like me, in this town. So if you trust me enough to come with me, me and my people can keep you in a safe place, away from unwanted attention and away from the Thursas.
I
There's
elbow
another
Holiday.
changeling at
Holiday.
the convention
Holiday.
center who's currently at Hedgegate. He needs
Oh.
to be recovered.
Yeah, I was trying to remind you of the one. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Was remind you of the one that's still in the convention center.
He's
You're not
still a bar.
still a bar.
He's,
Yeah.
he's still in bar from. All right, we'll send someone to contact the security and ask about that. Okay. There's someone else we can, and he kind of walks into a walkie-talkie. You recognize this guy from the emergency services kind of part, but more of a counselor, social worker type person. And he just kind of leads them into these unmarked white vans, and they start heading northish. And he's like, respect, man. This is amazing. So, yeah, I can also send another counselor. How many of them do you think were Fey touched?
I didn't get a good count. I would imagine they're the ones that were in the game longest, probably the first 30 or 40.
Yeah. All right. We'll work on it.
I'm headed back to the convention center anyway because I have a suspicion I'm going to get to file paperwork.
Paperwork.
I'm
Yeah.
going to sue the fuck out of this guy.
Wait, say that again?
I'm going to sue the fuck out of the developer of this game.
We've got some of the courts might be into financially assisting with that. We will
I
see.
don't necessarily care about it, just what these people need damages for this shit.
Pro bono work. Why
Yeah.
not? Cool.
I'll slip Holiday my other iron knuckle
Thanks, man.
just into his pocket.
Bros.
If I had to punch my way out, I wanted to have it, but
So yeah, this Ferrist guy, there are several. You recognize some of the drivers in the vans too as various court members of the Cosmic Courts. It's not just like the whole Nova Court is together. It's like the Nova Court is part of the 4 Cosmic Courts, so those kind of intermingle a lot. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
But
But I
yes,
called you first, and we went from there.
you start with the contacts you have, and then the politics start to roll. Changeling politics in this town are weird. Are strange. And weird. So yeah, y'all, the newly returned changelings are taken to it's not an undisclosed location. Like the Ferris says, like we've got like kind of a rehab center up in Farmtown.
Don't call it that.
yeah.
Oh,
I don't think that the setting was something. If you have ever been to Wolf Country, it was very much like that, only a little more idealized, and wrong in all the worst ways. But I don't think they'd appreciate being out in the sticks. I think they might like a high rise a bit more.
well,
They
no,
were-
we're not taking them to the suburbs. Just Farmtown is where the bigger warehouse spaces are that we've kind of turned one into like a rehab center.
Just don't call it that in front of them. They might freak out.
Farmtown? Okay.
They were
Noted.
simulating a farming game.
Ugh. Well, that's gonna be awkward. Okay.
Just as a heads up, they might flip out the first time they hear Farmtown.
Okay, guys, don't call it Farmtown. We'll explain later. Okay. Put the walkie-talkie down. All right. So yeah, so they have departed. The 3 of you are there with possibly your own hot chocolate or coffee.
Mine's Irish.
Well, it is now.
Of course.
Yeah, it is now. I don't serve it that way, but it is now. Do you want some? I offer Holiday the flask that I poured into my hot chocolate.
No, I'm gonna get drunk. I'm gonna get stupid drunk.
Fair. I know a few places for that too. But what time is it, basically?
you're still a few hours off from party time, so there's time for you to catch up with the people in the convention center. Although as you exit, it looks like the con might be over because lots of people are now outside of the convention center instead of inside of it.
Well, that just means that everyone's switching to wheelbarrows for their merchandise. Like, the convention center is closed, but the convention still goes on. Like, I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con, but I've heard stories about, how, like, the blocks around the convention center have turned into, like, street fairs and shit during the convention because so many people are walking around.
It wasn't like that before, but it is now. And you see various emergency services folks, like, putting up, like basically cordoning off streets to deal with the sudden outflux of foot traffic. So yeah, starting new traffic jams because, well, we have to get everyone out of this building immediately, if not sooner. So it's kind of pandemonium, but basically the Wolfbloods in security are more than happy to let you back in if you want to reconnect with your vampire friend.
Yeah.
Who has been, like, just ordering everyone around, and he is just in his happy place. Or as you've never seen him be happy, but you imagine he is very comfortable right now.
Very vampire.
Very vampire.
As we're walking back to the convention center, I'll look over at Holiday. So I know when you said you were going to get drunk, you were going to get stupid drunk, and I assume, well, I would suspect that perhaps that would be in the near future. However, I might have something planned that could, might be a venue, let's say, for doing that. Chiron's not a Thursaz, and it's not any kind of changeling bullshit, but they are slavers in the worst way, and they're trying to horn in on the Idun system. They're trying to bring their synthetic humanoid and selling off humans here. And to do that, they've got a party going on this evening. Some fancy to-do on the fancy hotel for the bigwigs in the city. I don't appreciate the thought of selling people as commodities, and from what I've seen, I don't think you do either. So I have planned a little party of my own, as it were. I've called in a few of my more rambunctious cousins, and we're going to make their party into a real party, and hopefully prevent the Chiron idiots from schmoozing as they would prefer, and keep them out of our city. We have enough problems as it is. We don't need slavery. Not in any shape
Sounds
and
like
not
fun.
in any form.
And you want me to do what now?
Come along and get drunk.
Fuck shit up. Presumably.
I'm not exactly the fucking shit up type of person. I hate to
Well,
break
it was
to you.
more, it's not that we need your assistance. I was just thinking that if you were going to get completely smashed, you might as well do it on Chiron's dime and Chiron's very expensive whiskey. More an offer
has a
than
point.
a request, as it were.
Hang on. I'm gonna call one of my other fixer buddies. Hey, who's playing the Chiron party tonight?
Are you calling a changeling fixer or a fixer in general?
No, my fixer, my actual contact. One of my black market contacts.
Oh, let me look at your sheets and stuff.
I have the bartender at Saga, or I have the I have Fitch, and I have the captain.
By play, do you mean like the musicians?
Yes. That is what I'm asking about.
I didn't even know there was a Chiron party going on, but like I could look into it. Like,
Cool. Looking for the piano player.
Clicking through it. All right. I mean, I don't know, man. This Chiron stuff looks kind of sus, and I'd say in-house, but not our house, their house. So.
Oh, I think they'll be willing to take an outside booking for a piano player.
All right. I'll do my best.
Appreciate it.
All right. Give me a little while. Let me see what I can do. Are you sure you want to deal with these Chiron assholes?
After the day I've had, they're the least annoying thing I've run into.
Okay. And you hear, all right. I'll call you. I'll text you when I get it. All right. And bloop, bloop.
Then I'll look at my phone. What the fuck is an orchard?
What the fuck is a what?
An orchard.
Ah.
AI.
Which point I'm sure there's dozens of missed messages and things.
Yeah, it's just sort of every 5 minutes they keep texting you like, "Hi, I am looking into the Frontierville incident. Please reply. Hello, I am looking into the Frontierville incident. Please reply. Hi, I'm looking into the Frontier."
Reply finally as we're walking back to the convention
Oh,
center.
okay. Can you give me any more details about the Frontierville incident?
Yes, I will basically type up an entire explanation report for what's going on.
Doop, 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 doop. Texting and walking.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Thank you. I will file this away with the rest of the data and go over everything to make sure there are no additional incursions or traps." It's like, thumbs up emoji. It's like, thumbs up emoji. You get back, and yay! Happy AI!
Orchards, the AI of the city. I don't know exactly how they function, only that they do, and they run also in the hedge. They have outposts there that they can access,
That's
as it were.
not creepy at all.
Not at all. It's fine.
Everything's fine here.
I don't
now.
have much to do with the hedge, and I can't say either way.
Yeah. Oh, I will send a note to the security office. If anybody is looking for a lawyer to sue the Bond Development Company, I'll be more than happy to represent them pro bono.
Buddy, I'm pretty sure you've got enough people here to do class action lawsuit, so...
It'd be great.
Ooh. That's so fun. You
mean,
do.
That's the kind of thing that takes corporations down.
Well, it's a small indie company, so it's not a
There.
It's not a megacorp that just got punched in the face, but it's there as a front, and I don't like that at all.
I mean, if you'd been bought out by a megacorp because of this event, then you could sue a megacorp. But it would still be weird. It's like,
Yeah.
indie game design gone horribly wrong.
But yeah, so we end up back at the convention center. You know, my cousins are wolf bloods are all over the place. The changelings. I don't know how the changeling security and staff handled the news, but I definitely called in the cousin brigade, and there are a lot of wolf bloods here.
Oh yeah, there are definitely wolf bloods you recognize. Some that you suspect. Well, you can suspect their tells, but you maybe haven't met them before. You see the scary, shadowy lady is, calmly talking to some very spaced out looking humans,
Yeah.
and kind of keeping the most spaced out ones focused on her in kind of a weird way. And some of the changelings, the changeling security guards are kind of keeping their distance from the they're basically keeping this mass of people together so that they don't have to be in the exhibition hall. At this point, it looks like they are kind of ushering this group of over 800-ish, maybe they lost some, they're kind of leading them to basically another convention room, or another large scale room that wasn't in use for this convention, and they're just like, yeah, let's go up there, let's not go where the bad things are. Okay. And you do see another sort of changeling EMT kind of has put a blanket over a familiar changeling as they're ushering them out of the exhibition hall and towards another one of those white vans. And she's just kind of, just talking gently, to him. You see the humans that were staffing the video game little pavilion thingy are all just sort of like sitting on, knees up against their chests against the wall, like by the entrance of the exhibition hall, and there is an officer kind of standing over them, like not being a huge jerk, but like everyone is uncomfortable about what just happened, and these kids are like, we're just gonna sit here and not say anything, because what the fuck.
Question: do the people who came out of the thing, do they still smell like the countryside?
Most of them, from your perspective, most of them do not. But the ones that are really spaced out and hanging out with the scary shadow lady, that's her name forever now. They are the ones who are most spaced out and kind of like and staring at the lady. They still smell a bit like thorns and glitter and the farmland.
Okay. I'm gonna put the word out one more time with all the Wolfbloods in the city. I'm handing it to the Mafia and haven't telling them to pass it around. If anybody smells like this, get them in contact with the Changelings, because their bullshit is bullshit and they've been fade and touched.
Yeah, this gets around pretty easily, and they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But basically it's already gone around like, oh my god, Dune fought a Thurzaz. Like, what the fuck? So people are your cousins are very excited, like, dismayed and disgusted and terrified, but also like, dude!
Right. But I'm just worried that if any of the Fey touched were the ones who wandered off during the march back to the convention center, we want to kind of round them up. So I'm like, every Wolfblood in the city, if you smell, wolf country and thorns and glittery bullshit, get the person and get them to a changeling, because they might have escaped.
One of your cousins that's actually in emergency services, like, oh yeah, we've got changelings on the streets looking for Fey touched, or whatever they're calling them, the not quite changelings, but humans that might need a little extra help. So no problem.
I didn't know how well changelings tracked that kind of thing.
We do.
There are a lot of changelings here, bro.
And the wolf must hunt, so...
Well, yeah, that's... Odom to Takas. But yeah, so... Yeah, and Petruchio is still around, like, telling people, like, clear this room, clear that room.
Dance, puppets, dance.
Dance, puppets, dance!
And...
Woohoo!
Bunyip is... We left Bunyip, and he was, Bunyip?
Bunyip.
Bunyip, okay. Sorry, I'm just... I keep messing him up with the...
Yeah, there's also like a proper EMT crew that are kind of further stabilizing him and kind of loading him. Like, he's alive, but he's on a stretcher, and they're basically taking off the manacles you put on them and putting on the more industry standard manacles that do much the same thing, and strap him to this bed. And there's an armed cop going with them. Because this guy's evil. He just tried to kidnap over 800 people and feed them to an interdimensional alien. Yeah.
Yeah. No one's real happy with this guy.
There is when I was looking for NPC names, I knew what a bunyip was, but so speaking out of character, behind the scenes game stuff, I came across in Wikipedia a term I had not heard before, which was Bunyip Parliament. Which is basically when someone tries to grab for power from a larger... Something like grabbing for power from a larger organization.
Mm-hmm.
In kind of a shyster kind of way. And I'm like, I have the plot! Or I have his backstory. There we go. But yeah, he's in and out of consciousness, but he's not talking to anybody.
Yeah. I don't want to talk to him. I just want to make sure he was in fact still in custody.
He is definitely still in custody. And
I elbow Holiday. What do you suppose the odds are he'll die in prison?
85%.
Yeah, that's a prison he might not be able to bargain his way out of.
I mean, you fucked him up pretty good.
You stabbed him with the light sword.
And then knocked him over with a shotgun blast at close range.
Yes.
So you know he was not doing real hot.
So yeah, what do y'all want to... You've taken care of a problem. What do you want to do next? Hi, Vampiric Yoda.
I'm lighting a cigar as we walk into the convention center.
Some people act like their reflex is to stop you, and then like, you know what, whatever, no, okay. We have other things to deal with right now. They're people are busy getting this massive 800 people up into the upstairs convention room.
Dune very carefully moves upwind of Holiday.
Yeah, and you see a combination of police and or changelings following with them and watching various people, and it's like, no reporters yet.
Probably a good thing.
Although you did see some vloggers outside who were like, I wonder what's happening. And
I'm gonna be checking social media and see what's up there while we're walking.
There are definitely people speculating there was some kind of accident in one of the video games. Or something, and they, people why are they evacuating? I heard there was an accident or something at one of the video game pavilions. And a few people saying, actually, I haven't seen my brother since we went to the con yesterday. Has anyone seen him?
Oof.
There are a few brother, sister, mother, husband type where is my person? They are not around.
My BFF. We go to the con every and then they're not here. Where are they?
There are a lot of people looking for their people, and but not just today, but since yesterday.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Would you see if anybody took a picture of me racking the Frontierville display?
Yeah, I guess.
Just in case.
What are you concerned about there?
No reason. Just,
I'll say I rolled for it. No one managed to get a decent enough picture of that.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
not seeing anything.
There are definitely tons of cute kawaii kids posing at selfies at that booth and pictures of that, and a lot of excitement about this really cool game, but no pictures of you busting the shit out of it. There is a picture of EMTs and such, kind of swarming around it, probably just as they were starting to evacuate the building. But no clear indication of that is a changeling and that is a Thurazaz entrance or something. No one has figured that out.
No one knows what's going on online. It's fine.
Klaus, I don't suppose you could start some rumors about the game having a light sequence or something like that that caused seizures and whatever, and that's what caused everything to shut down.
Just make up some bullshit and start 6 different rumors and add to the confusion. Sounds great.
Okay, that I will ask you to roll for.
Okay.
That is bullshit. So that people don't suspect that it was in fact a giant, well, not giant, but interdimensional alien eating people.
I'm gonna say that will be manipulation and socialize.
Okay. Let's see if I can find socialize. There it is.
It's under social.
Yeah. Ooh, I rolled a 9, so that will be, I can do basic math, a 15. So
Woo-hoo.
3 successes.
Very nice.
Yeah, you start 6 different rumors. 2 or 3 of them get picked up by other social media people who are now framing it as is there a scandal? Is it causing seizures? Is it
starting conspiracy theories?
Is it super problematic? Is this secretly a ploy of the Chiron group to steal more supernatural powers, etc.?
VR simulators cause aneurysms more than 11.
Yeah, if I can make people hate Chiron even more through this, like, fuck yeah.
Well, that's a very common conspiracy theory, is that Chiron is actively trying to copy supernatural powers with their technology, while at the same time financing anti-supernatural hate groups.
They sound wonderful.
Bunch of assholes.
Well, they're the elite. They're all awful.
And yet still somehow not quite as bad as the assholes in Wolf Country.
Look, you haven't been there, okay? Look, I have got some wonderful ideas for Wolf Country if y'all ever end up there, I'm just saying.
Yikes.
It have to be the days that I am not here, because Dune can't go to Wolf Country. Very emphatically.
Yeah, that's the it's like, well, I could do this with Wolf Country, but I'm also a firm believer in no, you don't have to forgive your parents. So it's like, yeah, if I was in that situation, I wouldn't go. So
Not going. Nope. Can't do it.
it's like, is this a trope I want to force on my play? No. So, but you know, we'll see. Anyway. Alright, it's 9:47 and I'm running out of steam.
Yeah. We've pretty much, done the thing for today, and I kind of want to spend more than, 10 minutes wrecking the shit up at the Chiron party.
Well, I will tell you...
I think our other players will want to be here for that, too.
I will tell you that as things progress, whether you want to pick up right here or a bit later at the beginning of next game, the Chiron party is still on. Like, Holiday, you get a call back, it's like, yeah, like, I see the convention shut down, but Chiron's still having a party. Because, I mean, it's not like they closed the hotels, but, like, that's kind of weird and slimy looking, but okay.
It's Chiron. They're not exactly daisies.
Nah. Yeah, they suck. Ugh.
Yeah, put me for the piano gig.
Yeah, they were gonna just do a DJ or something, but yeah, they didn't have any musicians, but I got you in. So, I guess have fun. Is this like just for the tips, or because?
I'm gonna get white girl drunk on somebody else's money.
Oh, cool.
What?
I'm gonna get white girl drunk on someone else's money.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You're a little soft for me for some reason, so I keep asking you to say some things again. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
He's like, oh, well then, Godspeed. Have fun, man.
It's been a day.
Yeah. Just try not to fuck too much shit up, because then it comes back to me.
I can promise you that I will not be responsible for fucking up anything at that party.
You have my curiosity, but I'm based on the tone of your voice, I'm not sure if I want to ask what's going on. I think maybe I should just have deniability.
I would prefer you having plausible deniability, because you didn't know what was going to happen.
Awesome. All right then, have fun. If there's anything I need to know about before the end of the night, just text me a photo and I will hide. And I hide from a megacorp in a system where there are no megacorps, which is why I'm here. But okay, fine.
It'll be fine.
TTYL. Yeah. This is gonna be fun. Yeah, so Pricely is blissfully unaware of everything that is happening.
Probably.
I'm blowing up Pricely's phone.
Pricely's already white girl drunk. I don't know exactly how they identify, but they're already there. And Tech, what are you blowing up Pricely's phone with?
Just the story of the bullshit.
No,
They're
yeah.
still unaware, but but their phone is not.
So yeah, we fought a Thursaz.
Don't put them through that.
Every clarity checks for everyone!
I'm not telling them, like, everything. I'm just like, when we did this, and there was some bullshit here.
So there was some bullshit, and some more bullshit, and some fruit that Dune said was bullshit.
Basically. We walked out of a coffee shop bathroom with 859 people.
To that alone, she's just like, cool. Actually, I won't. She's an actual PC now, so I won't answer for her.
Yeah.
Then Holiday got mad about the existence of banana trees and existence in the same space as apple trees. And I thought he was going to pop a blood vessel. And it was awesome. You should have seen it. If I had been able to take a picture, I would have.
That vein in Dune's head started pulsing, like when he talks about the wolf country. It was so fun.
I did shoot a quick message to Trixie earlier, and she was like, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Yeah, this is why we've got a Discord.
I
Y'all can
mean-
work it out on the Discord if you want to send text messages I am sending to Presley.
Yeah.
Dune's vice is wrath. You know, he's
Woohoo!
he's not flipping out yet, but damn it.
So yes, the
He hates
con.
wolf country, and he hates, well, you know.
So Chiron party is still on, and so the convention center itself is like, we should really just cancel the convention. And the hacktivists who run it are like, we should just cancel the convention. However, the megacorps that paid for space in the, exhibition hall are kind of pissed off. So they are they're trying to lobby to get it reopened tomorrow, and that is still up in the air. But also, like, the media has the megacorps don't yet know, because the media does not yet know that there was a full-scale Thursaz attack at the Expanse Tech convention or conference
In Eden City.
in Eden City. Petruchio is keeping, Petruchio has not yet leaked this to his contacts in the Concom, so they don't actually know yet. They just know an emergency happened that's big enough, apparently, for the whole security force to shut down the con for the day. So they're like, what the fuck happened? And some of them are circulating Klaus's rumors that they're like, we would have, and the hacktivists themselves are like, we would have picked that up sooner before that, if that was what was happening. So it's interesting.
I'm having fun
Hacktivists,
watching it.
code monkeys are figuring it out. But we will see. I will ask on the Discord if Petruchio will Petruchio will communicate to his new friends, the code monkeys, and how they feel about all this. Some of them are changelings. All of them love freedom. So there's that. So yeah, I think that's where we'll wrap game for tonight. I hope y'all had fun, even though my brain is mush. So yay!
It was good.
You fought a Thursaz!
On day 2.
You fought a true Fae on day 2 of the con!
I'm just
And day
glad I
2
weaponed
was-
up.
And won! Question mark?
Well, we didn't die, and we
won
didn't
the
get
day.
Changelings, so counting this as a win.
Yeah, I was definitely looking forward to how long would a human have to be in a Thursaz phrasing to become Fae touched. I will have to look that up over the next week, dude.
No.
Well, on the plus side, Clash, you've been in a Therizaz.
Yep.
You can check
Is
that
that
off.
really a plus side, though? Wasn't exactly on my bucket list.
You have a very boring bucket list.
Okay. I'm not gonna debate this with you.
1, live past the age of 50. Check.
That was basically it.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of existing on, newfound immortality, sort of.
Lich!
Yeah.
So in system, liches aren't necessarily a bad thing. Mages forget to age all the time. It's Tremere Lich that are bad because they feast on the souls of the living to maintain their existence.
I do not do that.
Yeah, you don't do that. But there are plenty of mages who just like forget to age or stay in the Hysil like all the time, and it's just like, oh, whoops. I guess I'm almost 200 years old now. Whoops.
That's okay. I have no idea Clash is a mage.
Mage bullshit. All the Supernats have their own forms of bullshit, and it's all fun to watch them play off each other.
Yeah, it'll be
that's been my
fun
whole
when
trick.
Holiday figures out.
For a while.
Sorry, say it again.
Now that we've covered my bullshit, can we cover your guys' bullshit for a while?
I
So
mean,
that I quit making clarity checks.
we spent an entire episode chasing down Klaus's bullshit, which I still blame you for, by the way.
Honk. What's funny is that was almost Klaus's avatar until I remembered, oh, this is NWoD. Mages don't have avatars. Oh well. Well, what else could it be? Oh, it's from the
I'm
Abyss!
content with the goose. It being the goose gives me, as the player, enough, like, to blame Merc as the player, so it's not just on my character.
Anyway, thank
You
y'all.
did this to yourself, Merc.
Thank y'all for joining us on our latest madcap adventure into Crazy Town in the future. In the future in space! And let me see, who's...
Supernats in space!
Alright, so I am the GM, Ms. Chrysula. I have been playing every other character except these three. And my brain is mush, but I was adamant about running Madame game this week because it has an enormously wonderful effect on my mental health because #extrovert. So thank you players for being here. Thank you to our sadly absent players for being here the rest of the time, because it's fine. Like, we're in the middle of apocalypse, which is why I wanted to expand the cast, because people are going to drop out because there's an apocalypse going on. But yes, thank you players for being my players. Thank you chat for hanging out with us and watching and getting our viewer count up and chatting in chat, because that helps us apply hopefully for affiliate soon. And thank you followers for following, because now I can apply for affiliate and maybe have more buy-in shit for chat to play with and torture us with. Because this is the part of Twitch streaming I have been looking forward to this whole time. Like, yes, I think on my feet, I can spin plots out of almost nothing. Throw shit at me, I dare you. I like it. So yeah, I'm the GM. While I look for someone to raid, Klaus, who are you when you're at home?
Hey, I've been playing Klaus. I'm Dracus. I exist on a couple social media platforms as actual Dracus, like I am in our chat here. And, that's about that.
Clockwise, Holiday, who are you when you're not inside a Thurzaz?
That's not something I ever want to hear again.
A lot happier.
Zardoz at Once and Future Doctor on Twitter. It's usually where the easiest place to find me.
Woohoo! And, Dune.
Hi, I'm Merc. I play Idun, the Wolfblood. I'm Merc working in a number of places, and I've got a few other usernames that don't really matter much. But I'm mostly on Discord. Like, if you want to talk to me, I'm on Discord. That's really the best way to find me.
Ooh, I found something. Pixel Circus is Damsel's Dice and Everything Nice is doing a holiday special.
It's like
That sounds
fun.
Woot. Okay, so we will raid them. Because I am remembering to do the raids. Yay! So, yes! Thank you, Fadier and Vampiric Yoda and Arcane the Sage and Malk Maven for all hanging out with us tonight. Am I missing anyone?
I mean, there are a few people in it, the
Possibly.
ones who are talking.
Oh, yeah. So, but yeah, it's a real big help, and it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside that people like watching me torture my players.
And Founders RPG.
Woohoo! And, oh yeah, Founders. Woohoo! So, what was I doing? Oh, raid command.
Raid,
So yeah, if you're watching this in the future, you know, we're at 51 followers supposedly now, but we certainly wouldn't mind more. I have no interest in ever applying for partner, but more followers is always good, because maybe we'd get on the front page and whole bunches of new people can watch me torture my players. Don't go
I
for the
enjoy
kill.
being in chat. It's fun.
Don't go for the kill when you can go for the pain. What was the actual name of that channel again? No, that's right. Pixel Circus. That's right.
have the Twitch stream up on this screen, so I keep looking over there.
Okay, so get ready for a raid. I'm sorry we have no emotes for you to raid with, but maybe someday. Okay, and
None of us have had them.
raid. Alright. Bye. 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, bye guys. Go raid Pixel Circus. They're really fun. Bye.